All right, guys, I have a new brass transport for the barrel on the FX guns, and it's indexable. You could rotate the barrel while the gun is in place. All right, I'm gonna show you how to index it and actually use it. All right, enough talking. Let's do it. All right, let me show you how the indexable transport looks like. Multiple, transport. So this is mostly designed for the pin probe. So you have an even volume of air going throughout the pin. All right. If you're going to use a cylinder probe, you lose about, maybe 10 feet per second more. You just got to adjust your velocity if you have a sweet spot in the speed. All right. And what I've done, I cut this down so the pin, alignment pin on your rear block, if you can see it there, right? So it doesn't touch that at all. So you could rotate the barrel, but I could cut it just enough. It has a stop, so you don't over travel your barrel inside the mag wall. And there's a little notch. There's two notches at zero, one. Well, it's a zero, mean by 360, and at 180. You can feel it when you push it in there. You can feel. You can use it as a reference point. All right. So indexing. Well, why do you index barrels? I'll tell you why. Because no two barrel alike has the same runoff, right? Now inside is a liner. The liner is kind of free floating inside, mostly on the inside. And it's suspended by O-rings or whatever gadget you have to minimize the center point from vibrating or flexing. And this barrel is tension. The liner is tension. So when you tension a liner, it will flex if you tighten it hard enough. All right. Even though, the liner has a runoff. So that means your projectile will, if you have a runoff, it'll go whatever which way it wants off the center line. All right. Each barrel is like that. Some more than others. Some is really annoying. You're wondering why you're hitting something center at 25 yards, not at 75. Don't blame on the wind. and guarantee you, if you're checking for, if you're going to, you say, index your barrel, you better have a dead wind. And the tunnel is greater with no wind variation. Do this in the middle of the night, whatever, there's no wind. So you can check out, the runoff of your barrel. And I'm going to show you the runoff of your barrel, the way I do it. All right, I'm going to show you how I index my liner. And I'm assuming everybody else has their own technique, but this one kind of makes sense to me, and hope it does on your end. All right, just pretend I'm zeroing my gun at 35 yards. All right. Before you do this, you got to make sure there's no wind out there. You could be indoors, middle of night, when there's calm wind, the calmest possible. All right, 35 yards, you zero your gun in. Your grouping is hitting dead center of the crosshair. All right. Now, you're going to find out how off your barrel is the runoff. Because each barrel, each liner is not perfectly straight They're machine made. They're not perfect. All right. So you want to find out if it's close to perfect or is it freaking bad. Need to chuck this barrel away or something. Anyway, now rotate the barrel at 3, 6, 9, and 12. Now, when you rotate it, take a shot. Take a couple shots, and you'll see if the grouping moves around. How far are you moving around? If it's here, you're in a ballpark. You're good. But you want to see how far is it going out, the groups. This is telling you how off center your gun is. Now, granted, you cannot be perfect right on a dot. I mean, it's like cherry picking a line or a barrel. But anyway, you want your grouping to be vertical, up and down. If it's grouping here, you moved it at 3 o'clock index, it's moving here. So you need to keep moving the barrel till the impact started hitting in a vertical line. Now, I prefer to have my point of impact shooting over here. That means on the upper position. So you kind of going up. You're kind of going up the center line instead of going below it. But whatever you prefer, but you're going to have to map this out anyway if you go in a different ranges, 75, 100, 160, you still got to map out, your reticles or your lines and whatever your cheat sheet you have, but you don't want them, the point of impact going horizontal, all right? Because you're going to map out the travel vertically. This is just windage. You got to be good at windage to determine that. So that's typically how you index a barrel. I mean, you can go really deep dive into it, but from here to here, I mean, you could fine tune it till it groups at center or over here, dead center, and it's easy to map out the gun that way. All right, and tell me what you think. Is it, if not, I'll make some. It depends on the request, but this is what I use. Here's that pin, and it stops just the lip for the mag to catch on, and you can rotate it. All right. You hit this stop, you feel it. It's a reference point, that's all. But you could fine tune, make sure your accuracy is up and down, and not left to right. All right, because 100 yards, it don't matter. You're shooting at the same location every time, and you know your point of impact. Now you're into PRS, hunting, or whatever, you need to know the actual yardage and you're going to hit. You need to index your barrel. All right? All right? I'll catch you next video.